Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Sharon Blue, and welcome to the Grand Expectations Building Leaders Summit. Okay, today, Grand Expectation is a nonprofit organization, and we're focused on helping individuals obtain and maintain stability while they work towards achieving their life goals. Okay, we do this in many ways. One being exposing our members to environments and people who have already accomplished what they are trying to achieve and have inspiring stories to share. Today we have Tiana, Vanessa, and Charles. They are examples of young adults who have all had special challenges throughout their life and have overcome these challenges. Okay? I'm going to let them tell their story, and you'll have an opportunity to ask them questions later in the presentation. Now, we're going to start with Vanessa Young and let her tell her story.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vanessa Young. So my story, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, and pretty much, throughout my life, I've always struggled to fit into someone's idea of who I am. My dad was a pastor, so even in that, it was always about like having a mask on. So, as I got older, I went to college, and I got into psychology. And I'll be honest, because we're talking to young people, I got into psychology because I thought it was going to be easy. But, the older I got, the more reflection I did on my life. It's a quote I read, and they said, people who study psychology are often children who are most times misunderstood. So they seek psychology to understand themselves and to understand others. So as I got older, I fell in love with psychology and just the psychology of people. My life story, I thought going to college, I thought everything was fun. I graduated, I joined a sorority, and it wasn't until after college life really hit me. That's when I realized, life is serious. It's not just a joke. It's not all fun and games. So my story of how I came to Atlanta, Georgia, pretty much I was in a relationship. I thought this was the person that I would be with forever. And we broke up right before the pandemic. And that pretty much set my life in an uproar. It was something that I did not expect. It was my first relationship, and I never dealt with something so depressing, so heartbreaking. And through that experience, like I said, when I was younger, I always had to fit into someone's idea of me. Even in that relationship, I had to do the same thing. And through that pain, I realized who I was. I really found a place where I can love myself and I can be who I really, truly was designed to be. So through that, again, I also, discovered things I want to do with my career. I'm a counselor right now. I work at Covenant Community Incorporated, and I work with homeless men who are addicted to substances. And, through working with people who are homeless, working with people who are addicted to substances, also in my past, I've worked with domestic violence and sexual assault. And I've learned that no matter what walk you have in life, you can connect to anybody. Because being human, you are in connection to somebody. Even though you have not walked the same walk they have, you can understand what they've gone through, because pain is pain, trauma is trauma. And also, as you get older into your career, you have to make sure that your mental health is important. You can't really have a stable, happy life if you are not emotionally well, if you're not physically well, if you're not spiritually well. And life will throw you some things that will knock these things off. And it's up to you to do the work. Nobody will do it for you. No one came to help me. I had to do it by myself. And if you find yourself in a hole, you have the power to get yourself out of that hole. Don't let anyone stop you, and always be resilient, because that's what God loves most importantly. Don't give up. So yeah, that's my story.
Thank you very much. All right, next we're going to go to Mr. Charles Johnson.
Okay, hi y'all. My name is Charles Johnson. I am from Oakland, California. Kind of similar story to a certain extent. Just growing up trying to figure out, who I am. And I grew up going in and out of foster care, and that alone is with your identity, you know, who you are, and you know, you got all these different people, you know, in your life and stuff, and trying to navigate, you know, through that, and also go to school, which, you know, my family is not, you know, we don't have a school history like my mom, dad, highest degrees, high school, you know, so that was kind of like where I thought my expectation was to go to high school, but some, like, pretty much kind of tragic to a certain extent happened to me, like when I was about to emancipate out of care at 18, I found out that, you know, that I needed open heart surgery. And also my foster parent, like she just had open heart surgery. I mean, not open heart surgery, but leg surgery on her leg too. So I was about to age out, and you know, she wasn't gonna be able to take care of me. So I had to figure out, you know, what I was gonna do pretty much. So I got into like transitional housing. Also, while I'm still trying to heal, like I'm still trying to learn how to walk. I can't really even be in the sun, and just trying to navigate that. I feel like it also made me, you know, a stronger person too, and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So I ended up, I was working at a fast food place, Jack in the Box. I don't know if you guys heard of that, but I was working out there for a little bit, and just as kind of months is going by, I'm just looking at this community college that's like right up the street from me, and I'm just like, is this really my life? Like, am I just really working at, going to do this drive-through thing? And I'm seeing the college kids come in, I'm talking to them, this, that, and the third, and eventually I ended up getting the courage to just go on campus, even though I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm just like, let me try this out, because I want, you know, something more for myself, even though I didn't know where I was going to go with this, but I ended up going there, ended up getting into a program called EOPS that, you know, helps out low-income students, you know, with books, paying for classes, stuff like that. And then eventually I got invited to go on like a HBCU tour, and I was late to even know about HBCUs. I didn't know about HBCUs until like I was 21. Like it just wasn't like a big thing to me at all. And yeah, once I got exposed to that, traveled across the states in the South, I, you know, seen Clark, and Clark was like one of the schools that just like stood out to me. Cause when I was there, I just felt a welcoming, like kind of vibe. And then I eventually, yeah, when I got back, I'm failing classes. You know, I'm not taking school serious. I'm taking work more serious. I'm failing my tests and stuff. And then eventually, after when I went on the tour, it just something sparked in me where I'm just like being around all these college students. I was just like, you know, I want to do this. Like I want this life. So I started going to like tutoring. I started speaking up, talking to my teachers. You know, letting them know if I'm struggling with something. And once I started doing that, I started seeing doors started opening for me, and I'm starting to pass my class. My teachers just having sympathy for me when I'm, you know, struggling, instead of me not showing up to class at all because I don't have my homework. And yeah, eventually I ended up graduating from community college, my associate's degree, and then transferring to Clark, Atlanta, and that was like another little struggle too. Moving out here, no family, no friends, trying to get, you know, used to a different culture, and big risk being out alone. But I kind of feel like if I was able to navigate through the foster care system, this wouldn't be like a big deal. So I ended up getting my bachelor's. I ended up eventually graduating, getting my bachelor's degree in social work, because I felt like I wanted to, feel like I'm doing pretty good, like for myself with that, with the circumstances that I've been through. And you know, it's only like a 2% chance of foster youth that go to college and actually graduate. So to even be a part of that, I feel like it's huge, and just want to encourage other young, you know, those that's been in like foster care, to, you know, keep pursuing, keep trying. It's a lot of resources, it's a lot of grants, it's a lot of scholarships and stuff out there, and that was like the biggest thing that helped me get through coming out here by myself and finding placement and trying to find a family too, you know, to get out there. And yeah, so now I'm working at an organization called Yes for Youth, and pretty much we work with defects youth that's in foster care and help them with transitional housing, independent living. So I'm teaching them life skills every day, and you know, helping with transportation, school, different things like that. And I'm happy that I chose like this path, and eventually I want to go to grad school so I could get my master's degree.
So here is Ms. Tiana Wilder, and she's going to share with you also.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tiana Wilder. I am born and raised in Denver, Colorado. This is my first time out here, so I'm excited to be here for this event. Pretty much, like I said, born and raised in Denver. I was raised by a single mother, and I feel that that's really the cycle I've seen my whole life. It's just everyone around me is just single moms, just raising kids, doing what we gotta do, getting through. I ended up, I'm a teenager, I'm doing what I wanna do, thinking I'm grown, I know everything. So reality check hit me when I was 16, I got pregnant with my first child, and that's when I think my world changed in ways that I was really numb to, kind of unaware of. I kind of just at that point realized, okay, I need to take a second, listen to my mom, listen to my grandma, listen to my auntie, you know what I mean? Take what they're telling me and trying to teach me. And I have to do that now. There's no option now. Like I have to, because I have someone else that I am now, having to be responsible for. So 16 pregnant, kind of, like I said, start to listen, open my eyes, take guidance from, the ones I should have been listening to from the beginning. So I found that, again, during that stage, I'm like numb to things, and I'm just kind of going through, okay, what do I need to do? A, B, C, blah, blah, blah. Now that I'm in this position, gotta follow these, check these boxes. So by doing that, I think that it was wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. It's something that, again, I wish I would have paid attention to a little sooner in my life to kind of, not put myself in a position where it was kind of like do or die type of thing where you have to do these things. But it all seemed to work out for me. I think I ended up getting a scholarship to play basketball at a community college. So I graduated high school. I went to college in a small town called Rangeley, Colorado, which was about 5.5 hours from my home. So that was tough. I ended up having to leave my daughter with my family while I went to school for these 2 years. My mom just kept telling me, this is what you need to do. It's a sacrifice we have to make right now. It's for the best for you and your daughter. So I did what I needed to do. Super thankful for that experience. It was wonderful. I think that not too many people in my position at that time would have had the opportunity to actually go to a college, be on campus, live in the dorms, actually get that full-on experience of what it's like to go to college. So totally don't take that for granted. I'm actually very appreciative for it. I think that it also, again, made me be a better person, a better mother. So finished my 2 years there. We're playing basketball, we're traveling, so that was also a great part of the experience. But I was a little bit depressed, a little bit sad, because I was not home with my daughter. Like, I just missed her. I felt guilty, I felt bad, but it was something that, again, I just kept hearing my mom tell me, you gotta do this, it's gonna work out. So finished that, graduated with my associate's degree, yes. Finally back home with my daughter, and I'm like, what am I gonna do now? So I ended up getting a job as just like a file clerk at this nonprofit organization, and I'm just filing documents and things. It's super easy. I'm bored 6 of the 8 hours of my shift. So I ended up going to, signing up for my bachelor's degree through CSU, the global campus where things were online. So I was able to utilize my time there in that position and also get a degree. So I worked full time, took care of my daughter, but during my work hours I utilized like that time to, study, get my stuff done, so that way when I got home I was able to take care of my child. So it actually worked out for me, again, perfectly. I would not ask for anything different. Ever since then, I've kind of just stayed within the path of administration. Once I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I graduated with a degree in business management and a specialization in healthcare management. Kind of led me to working at a doctor's office, again, filing, things of that nature. Then I kind of just networked a little bit within that experience, started to do, a little bit different areas, scheduling, insurance verification, blah, blah, blah. So again, just kind of take my professional, knowledge and experience to a different level, building my resume while I was there. So that was good, which in turn led me to the surgery center that I'm currently working for. I am now the business office manager. So I started at, scheduling. I just kind of worked my way up there, which again is just a great accomplishment. I think that a lot of what I've done, I didn't really know that I could, I guess. I feel like the odds were against me, from the time I was 16 and got pregnant. I think that at that time it was just really like, whoa, I don't think it was tough, but I think that for me, having a strong support system, my family, my friends, just really stood by my side the whole entire time. My coaches supported me through everything. My teachers, I remember back in high school when I was pregnant, had to tell all of my teachers. They sent home all of my work. It was just a strong foundation, and I think it simply started with communication. Once I was able to, admit that I had got myself in this position, I had to take the guidance that, was in front of me. And so again, stop, listen, pay attention. And I have all these strong women around me that were also examples of, this is maybe not how you wanted it to go, but you can do it. You will be okay. We will get through this together. And so for me, that's probably the biggest force, besides my kids, is, just having that support and that foundation around me, just positive, uplifting, was really the reason why I feel like I was able to accomplish the goals that I have. Again, with the odds being against me so young, I've been a mother for literally half of my life, which to me is super crazy to think about, but I'm proud of myself. I love and appreciate the ones that were around me. Again, stood by me and didn't, shove me to the side because, they were embarrassed or they were ashamed that, I'm a child and I'm with child, you know what I mean? So I just think that setting goals for yourself is super important to continue to go through. And again, having someone, plenty of someone's that I can call, I can talk to, I can vent to, I can cry to, I can laugh with, and just they're gonna uplift me and lead by example. I think was a huge part of my success. I still set goals for myself, and now at this point, being responsible for 3 children, at this point in my life, it's even more, at the forefront of my, we have to do this. Again, lead by example, and hopefully you can break the cycle and kind of do better for the next in line. So set goals, be motivated, be determined, be confident and comfortable in yourself and your being, and know that you got this, because we got this.
You got this. Thank you so much. That was all so wonderful. So just now, before I move on to a few questions I have, I'm going to ask that those that are online go ahead and put in the chat if you have any questions for the panel. So for me, the reason why I'm motivated, everyone here has a different story. And what I see is resilience. And everyone said something about building a community and a foundation that worked for you, right? when you came out here to Atlanta, Georgia, Charles, you said you had to get settled. Of course, it had to be uncomfortable, and you had to build you a network, of support to make sure that you had at least a foundation, right? So that's the overall theme I'm hearing here, is that once you got to the point to where you knew you had a foundation, you could take off, right? So what I would say to our audience is, what Grand Expectation does is help build that community. That's what we're about. Once you come to us needing assistance, but you become part of a family in a community where we're going to be there to help you get to any level and help you reach your goals. Throughout all you guys' journey, I'm going to ask you, when did you or have you decided that now you are okay?
I have the mic, so I will start and pass it along. I think that I still don't. I think that I honestly heard this song, and in the song it said, "It's okay not to be okay." And for me, that was when I realized I'm okay, because it's okay not to be okay. It's not easy. It's like every day is something different. It comes with different physical struggles or mental struggles. One day you're super emotional. One day you feel happy. The next day you feel depressed, just depending on every day. And so I think that understanding and realizing it's okay not to be okay is how I know I will be okay, if that makes sense.
It does. For me, I don't think I'm fully there yet, but I do think like that I am like okay. And your question was what got us to feeling?
At what point did you, or have you decided that you're okay? If you're not okay, you're not okay.
Yeah, just overcoming the obstacles, especially graduating college at a university. That kind of gave me like that mindset, like yeah, I can do whatever I want, like anything, like because that was one of the biggest obstacles that I ran across. But me overcoming that, now getting ready for the next big obstacle of whatever that is. But yeah, making it through that, I felt like it's okay. And going to therapy too. That talking to somebody that doesn't know you and that can't go around talking to everybody else about like that helped me out to feel like I'm okay too. So.
I'm glad you brought that up, Charles. I would say the same thing. Like they say, every therapist needs a therapist. I'm a therapist, but I have a therapist, and it's been one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. And I think I got to the point that I realized, I was okay when I stopped worrying about the outcome of certain situations. I've just gotten to the point where, no matter if something is, well, really nothing is good or bad. It's all about your perception of things. So sometimes life will put you in those setbacks, not really setbacks, but situations. Like you said, you got pregnant at 16 and you were in foster care, and me, going to getting in a toxic relationship. Sometimes life puts you in those situations to really make you who you're supposed to be. And, I think you get to the point where you realize, like, hey, maybe that wasn't bad. Maybe that was needed for my own personal development. You stop worrying about, the whys, and you start to become at peace with everything that happens in your life. So that's where I'm at right now. And I think, no matter my journey, whether it's something I feel, hurts me or it's bad, I know it's setting me up for something better, So, yeah, that's how I feel.
So, do we have any questions online?
Kristen asks, what kept you all motivated through the tough times?
What kept me motivated was, I think, my relationship with God. Like I said, going to college, grad school, which is hard. Grad school is, you think, like, bachelor's degree is hard, but grad school is like, I wanted to drop out of grad school so bad, literally. But I was so close to getting my degree, I was like, I have to keep going. And then, you know, that toxic relationship, I think what kept me motivated was my relationship with God. I think, you know, as I gotten older, and like I said, I was raised in the church, but I kind of left when I was in college. You know, I was just having fun, doing what I wanted to do. But I think, you know, getting into grad school and having, like I had a mental breakdown in grad school. And through that, that's when I started to build a connection with God, and it just deepened over the years. And so when I had my conversations with God, God is like, you can't give up. It's no way you can give up. There's no way out of this. So he kept me motivated. I really didn't keep myself motivated because I want to give up every day. But he kept me motivated for something that is bigger than myself. And so that's what I would say kept me motivated.
What kept me motivated was the pressure of breaking generational curses. Me being the first person in my family to go to a university and actually graduate. I have like a ton of siblings. It's about 7 of us on my mom's side, and like 3, 4 on my dad's side. And yeah, just wanted to be that example. So that gave me the strength every time I felt like, you know, giving up and wanting to run back home. And I kind of felt like that was the easy route. But yeah, that's really what kept me going. And also having a mentor, you know, somebody that you can call and talk to that, you know, that will help you out. And that definitely kept me like, that kept me, yeah, motivated to do what I needed to do.
I would say for me, it's literally both of what you guys said together. I feel like, I think I seen a quote or something and it said that, you know, you were given this life because you were strong enough to live it. So for me, it's that, you know, strength in God, and just praying on it every day, and just believing that, you know, there's a plan here. Like, I put you in this position for a reason, and I know that you got this. It's why I'm throwing it at you. I'm throwing it at you because you gonna catch it. And then definitely, like, again, growing up, just seeing everyone I know. Usually, I can count on my hands how many friends I have that have a mom and a dad. Like, I know most of my circle is raised by single women. My mom, I don't think I've met either of my grandpas. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just been generations of single mothers on all different aspects. And so for me, the pressure again of let's try to break this cycle, you know, it's just kind of what motivates me to keep going. On top of that, I have 3 beautiful, healthy children I was blessed with. I feel like they are blessings. And so that alone, seeing their face every day, I have to keep going. I have to. So that motivation, because of the position I was placed in, alone kind of gets me through every day. I know that, again, it's bigger than me at this point. And so I have to do what I have to do.
All right. Do we have any other questions online? All right. With that, what I would like to say is thank everyone for joining us today. I'm hoping that the conversation has given you a sense of hope that you can overcome your challenges that you may face in this world also with just a little bit of determination. And it sounds like perspective is a big